Good evening. This meeting is being held in accordance with the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act. Annual notice of this meeting was published in the Union County local source and the New York Star Ledger. Said notice, this was posted in the municipal building. A copy is on file with the borough clerk. Fire exits in the direction where I'm indicating. If you're alerted for a fire, please move in a calm, orderly manner to the nearest smoke-free exit. Borough clerk is directed to include this statement in the minutes of this meeting. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Petrosky.
Here.
Councilman Johnson.
Here.
Councilman Urbina.
Here.
Councilwoman Lyons, not here. Councilman Patel, not here. Councilman Castellans.
Here.
We have quorum.
Madam Clerk, please lead us in an open prayer followed by the pledge of allegiance.
Eternal God, grant us the help in all our duties and perplexities. We ask for thy guidance. Give us thy protection in our dangers and sorrows. Grant us thy peace. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There are no communications for review this evening. We now have the Borough Clerk swearing in oath of office by Madeline Calandro. I've put it 1,000 times in here, so let's we'll move to Business Administrator Roselle.
Do you invite your family up? Well, before we start, let me just say how delighted we are that Madeline came back to Roselle. She used to work here, and now has returned as the clerk. She's off to a great start. We're very happy to have her and the family here, and I know the mayor and the council join me in wishing her great success as our new clerk. So, and her great family is here to see her being sworn in. She's done a great job so far since coming back to Roselle Park. All right, so we're going to start right now. Raise your right hand, put your left hand on the Bible. I, say your name,
Madeline Calandro,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments
in
established
the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of municipal clerk of the Borough of Roselle Park,
all the duties of municipal clerk of the Borough of Roselle Park
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job.
Good job, Caitlin.
You had a busy job, that was good.
Yeah, it was very
Oh, may I have a motion that the meeting minutes be approved?
So moved.
I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I have a motion that bills and payrolls not be read and passed for payment.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I have a motion to open the public portion on agenda items only.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
If you'd like to speak, please come forward to the microphone. Please state your name if you'd like it included in the record.
Good evening, Dave Robertson, 220 West Sumner. I want to comment on two resolutions. 202, which has to do with an ordinance for rent leveling. This is something that has been discussed off and on for the last 10 years or so that I've been involved with council. I think it's something that is sorely needed. I don't know if we'll be able to gain any traction on that because of the fact that I would expect significant landlord pushback on that. The other resolution I want to comment on is Resolution 205, which is authorizing shared services between Roselle Park and Union for plumbing subcode, building subcode, fire subcode. I'm not a big fan of this particular sharing agreement. I don't think that our past experiences in these particular areas have been successful, particularly the relationship between us and Kenilworth for the DPW. I think it's been abysmal fairly. Both Union and Roselle Park are rapidly expanding communities, and I think it really justifies having a full department for each township, and I think sharing services is just going to take away from some of that. Thank you.
Seeing no further, may I have a motion to close the block? Oh,
George Ramirez. Also, I want to mention about 205. Aside from the fact that everything that we've done so far with DPW shared services has been atrocious, and we were promised that everything was going to be staying the same. Meanwhile, I think it's gone down dramatically between the street sweeping and the, I believe now the bulk is going to be lowered from 500 pounds, I believe, to 125, if I'm not mistaken. But aside from that, I think being that this was basically done by Councilman Castleman's, which he negotiated contracts and appointed the people and set all of this up. It's a direct conflict of interest, being that he is a real estate agent, and this would directly impact his income with selling real estate in Roselle Park and Union. So I think it should be taken off the agenda altogether on the basis that is a clear and direct conflict of interest. Thank you.
Seeing no one further, may I have a motion to close the public portion on agenda items only.
So moved.
Have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Reports of departments. Coach Renier, will you come up and talk about the recreation department, please?
Good evening. I'd like to thank Mayor Signorello and Town Council for giving me the opportunity to provide a brief update. The goal of the Roselle Park Recreation Department is to meet the recreational needs of our community. As part of our department's effort to meet these needs and expand community services, our department provides a wide range of programs throughout the year. For membership and recreation, the Recreation Department currently has 42 programs utilizing 12 locations throughout the borough. Registration is currently open for aftercare programs and fall recreational activities. Through recreation, only recent open, we are already seeing families begin to enroll for the upcoming school year and fall season. The summer recreation. Summer basketball, wrestling, and volleyball wrapped up during the second week in August. Summer tennis continues through the end of August with 15 participants. For homework club and aftercare, we currently have 29 students registered between aftercare and 2 homework club programs. We currently have 21 students registered for transportation or walking chaperone services. This year, qualifying pre-K siblings are now eligible to participate in aftercare when older siblings are enrolled. For recreational fall sports and activities, we have flag football, cheerleading, elementary and middle school girls volleyball, preseason basketball and wrestling, and we've added kids yoga as a new offering this fall. Community partnership. We're finalizing our department's partnership with Union County Office for Persons with Disabilities and Special Needs for additional programming opportunities. We remain committed to providing the best possible care and programming while continuing to respond to the needs and requests of our community. I'd be remiss if I did not briefly address some of the recent concerns of the governing body's constituents regarding Recreation Department fees. The Recreation Department does not independently make program fee changes. When prompted during the budget and fee review process, our department provides recommendations based on previous years, our experience operating these programs, and what we believe is reasonable. Ultimately, the program fees are determined and approved by the governing body. The increase we suggested this year was intentionally minimal. For aftercare, the adjustments help account for normal year-to-year increases in staffing, supplies, insurance, and operating expenses. We've also expanded the program this year to allow qualifying pre-K siblings to participate. Homework Club provides daily homework assistance in addition to our regular aftercare services. The adjustment helps support the additional staffing and assistance provided for these students. The cost of these programs are less than $3 per hour. Transportation operates approximately 165 school days and requires a driver as well as staff participating at the schools and the ASYC to assist with dismissal and safety coordinate transportation. The service also includes gas, insurance, maintenance, cleaning, and upkeep of the borough vehicle. When broken down across the school year, the transportation increase is approximately 91 cents per day and a daily cost of under $4 per day. We understand that families pay attention to any increase in costs. When asked for our recommendations, our goal was to keep any adjustments reasonable and minimal while continuing to provide the level of service our families have come to expect. Our recreation department continues to grow. I'd like to thank Mayor Signorello and Town Council for their continued support, and the support allows us to continue expanding programs. As always, contact the Recreation Department at rosellepark.gov with any questions or concerns. That completes our August Recreation Department update. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Question for the Mary? Thank you, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
Have a motion to accept the report of Department and Recreation Department as submitted.
So moved.
Second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please read ordinance 2863 by title.
Ordinance number 2863, an ordinance amending Chapter 2 and 40 of the Code of the Borough of Roselle Park to mandate resale certificates for the sale of existing buildings within the borough.
Have a motion to open a public hearing on ordinance 2863.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
If you'd like to speak about ordinance 2863, please come forward to the microphone and state your name if you would like to be included in the. Seeing no one further, may I have a motion to close the public hearing on ordinance 2863?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to adopt 2863?
So moved. Second.
Is there any discussion?
Yeah, no, yeah, Mayor, if I may, So this ordinance came about due to a couple different things. The first one was really triggered. Two of the reasons were really because of the state. Section 1 of this is essentially removes the current language that we have on our municipal code that refers to a certificate of occupancy. The state is requesting that municipalities clear up their language when referring to certificates of occupancy because that is a term that is governed by the Uniform Construction Code. So the construction department has their own certificate of occupancy, and municipalities colloquially call it certificate of occupancy, but it really is more of a resale certificate. So the first section here just clarifies that. I worked on this with our borough attorney as well as with our current construction official, Rich Beluccio, and we all agreed on all these items being important. So we clarified that on section 1. The second thing, section 2, it really lays out the resale certificate process, which is what we're all accustomed to. When you sell your house, you come into the construction department, you drop off an application for requesting an inspection that you're selling your house. And this lays out all of the things that you have to comply with. So it's like our property maintenance code, smoke detector requirements, nuisances, open permits, things of that nature. So that's what Section 2 really does. Section 2F is something I added, which is very typical in other municipalities, but not something that we currently have in Roselle Park, which is a temporary resale certificate. This is something that I found to be an issue in regular business. So let's say you're selling your house and you don't have money, you're in a hardship situation. The inspector comes in and says, hey, you have this, and this problem. You need to fix it. Right now, we actually don't issue temporary certificates in Roselle Park. Most municipalities allow the buyer to assume that responsibility, and then the construction department gives you a temporary resale certificate, allows you to close on the property, and then the buyer has, let's say, 90 days to correct those deficiencies after the closing. So this section specific creates that avenue for us, which makes it easier if you're selling your house and going through a hardship. Section 3 of this ordinance creates under the fire department, creates a smoke detector certificate. This is the other point that we were talking about that the state changed the rules on. Before, local inspectors were able to come in and check your smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors. The state now wants the person that checks that to have a certain license through UCC. It's a fire prevention, I forget the technical term, but they have to have a fire license from the state. Our code enforcement officer doesn't have that license here. So what we're doing is, since we now have a fire prevention bureau, the fire prevention department will come and check your smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors the same way that they do in local municipalities nearby. And then the code enforcement will just check our local ordinance compliance. And then section 4 creates a fee structure for commercial properties. Funny enough, when you sell property here in Roselle Park, if it's commercial, you don't have to apply for a resale certificate. We don't collect a fee or inspect anything, and most municipalities do. So this adds the requirement that even if you're selling a commercial property, it should be inspected for compliance, and there's a fee associated with that. So that's the general summary of this ordinance as introduced and hopefully as adopted.
Okay, everybody? Okay. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Urbana?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lyons, not here. Councilman Patel, not here. Councilman Castellans?
Yes.
The ordinance is passed.
Madam Clerk, please read ordinance 2864 by title.
Ordinance number 2864, an ordinance amending Chapter 7, Section 17 of the Code of the Borough of Roselle Park, entitled Residential Permit Parking.
We have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 2864.
Mayor, so moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
If you'd like to speak on ordinance 2864, please come forward to the microphone and state your name if you would like to be included in the record. Seeing no one further, may I have a motion to close the public hearing on ordinance 2864?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
I have a motion to adopt 2864.
So moved.
Is there any discussion? Folks, any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Revino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lyons, not here. Councilman Patel, not here. Councilman Castellans.
Yes.
The ordinance has passed.
Madam Clerk, please read ordinance 2865 by title.
Ordinance number 2865, a bond ordinance to authorize the making of the various public improvements and the acquisition of new additional or replacement equipment and machinery, new information technology equipment, new communication and signal systems equipment, and new automotive vehicles, including original apparatus and equipment in, by, and for the borough of Roselle Park in the County of Union, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $5,104,000 to pay the cost thereof, to appropriate various grants, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bond to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuing of such bonds, bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
I have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance number 2865.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
If you'd like to speak about ordinance 2865, please come forward to the microphone and state your name if you would like it included in the record.
How are you? George Ramirez, 2865. To begin, I'd like to say we've got a lot of action going on in the bond market, so we should be mindful of what we're going to be spending and issuing bonds to, since the rates on these bonds have been going up and are probably going to continue going up for quite a while. Number two, since we are spending a lot of money on the DPW in here and police, are we buying flock cameras with this money from this? So that would be question number one. Number two, I'm curious, since we are spending money to the DPW, who is going to keep this equipment that we're buying towards the DPW? And three would be, how much did we spend on the DPW last year, since it was the first time that we've had a full year for the shared services?
Should you, can you help with that issue?
My timing is impeccable, sir. I would be happy to. We are not buying a block camera.
And then for the two DPW questions?
Mr. Mayor,
Yeah.
so per the shared service agreement, if Roselle Park buys the equipment, keeps the equipment, we share between the two municipalities.
Okay.
And what was the second question?
How much have we spent on the DPW last year, since it's the first year that we've done the?
I don't have that information in front of me, but I can get it to you.
Okay, that'd be great. Mr. Plum doesn't have it?
I don't know, unless he does, I don't know, I don't.
But you're asking what we spent on DPW last year,
Correct.
equipment wise?
The full amount, since it was the first year that we had a shared.
I believe the shared service amount, because it started in July 1st,
Yes.
was 700,000 for the salary end and wages and benefits. I do not believe we bought equipment last year. I would have to go check.
So for the full year, which is part of this year and part of last year, we only spent 700,000.
700,000 was from July last year. You asked last year for the shared service was from July 1st to December 31st. It was 700,000 that we paid for all three.
Okay, and what about January till now? Do you know?
January to now, we've spent, I believe it went up to an additional 14,000, so it would be 707.
Mr. Mayor, are you asking for capital expense? That's what this is?
Total. That include overtime you're asking? Well, total. Oh,
But you're asking for capital, right? What did we spend in capital?
correct.
Yeah, so, yeah,
Capital, this is the first time we're doing capital as a joint venture.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Kangas, 152 Berwin Street. I also have a question about the cameras. I have done a lot of research into this. I have a 22-year-old daughter. I do not want her videotaped everywhere she goes. Who has access to this, to the recordings? What will they be used for? Is it only for traffic stops? Is it only for safety, or is there going to be tracking?
So I can definitely answer that question. We have to oblige. However, if you guys are covering topics just for the capital budget,
For the capital budget, yes.
I don't think that applies because we're not having a block camera in the system. In the budget, it's actually an ALTR camera, which is attached to our system that is connected with all the cameras in the building. And just for added security, as we have the marketplace exchanges outside, we're adding the security so we can see what plates go in and out of the police department for security.
So this will not be on the street. These are not cameras to put on our street.
It's not a private entity, it's not on the street.
That's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
Seeing no one further, may I have a motion to close the public hearing on ordinance 2865?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to adopt 2865?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Ravina.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lyons, not in. Councilman Patel, not here. Councilman Castellans.
Yes.
The ordinance has passed.
Madam Clerk, please read ordinance 2866 by title.
Ordinance number 2866, an ordinance amending Chapter 22 of the Code of the Borough of Roselle Park entitled Fire Prevention and Protecting so as to regulate recreational fires within the borough.
May I have a motion to open the public hearing on 2866?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
If you'd like to speak on ordinance 2866, please come forward to the microphone, state your name, and if you'd like it included in the record. Seeing no one further, may I have a motion to close the public hearing on ordinance 2866?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 2866.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Ravina.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lyons, not in. Councilman Patel, not in. Councilman Castellans.
Yes.
Mayor, the ordinance is passed.
Madam Clerk, please read ordinance 2867 by title.
Ordinance number 2867, an ordinance amending Chapter 28, Section 1, subsection 5 of the Code of the Borough of Roselle Park, entitled Placement at Curbs Suitable Containers.
I have a motion to open the public hearing on 2867.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
If you'd like to speak on ordinance 2867, please come forward to the microphone and state your name, and if you'd like it included in the record. Seeing no one further, may I have a motion to close the public hearing on ordinance 2867?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adopt 2867.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Excuse me.
Can somebody elaborate on those, what was out here with the line out and the boat?
Council Johnson, again.
For both, links, I just wanted someone to elaborate.
I think both is a.
He just wants to know why the change.
Yeah, that's all.
So yeah, I can help you with the vote. It was 3 items at 500 pounds an item. Okay, it's changed to 3 items at 125 pounds an item. Now, believe it or not, it was 500 pounds. Someone could have put 3 items down at 500 pounds a piece, whatever. A heavy piece of machinery, whatever. and that was allowable to change. We had a situation where the resident had a heavy item, and looked into it, and we just needed to change it to 125 for one item. On street, you could put out 3 things weighing 124 pounds, you know?
Well, I guess this leads me to my next question, and I think I'll be done, I'm all right.
Yeah.
So what if a resident wanted to put one item equaling to two, like, 125, 125?
Well, so I guess rule number 1 is 3 items.
Yeah.
That's it, 3 items. Whatever. So I encourage people, if they put out a couch, leave all the cushions out, right, on the couch, a chest of drawers. People thought it was, you take the 4 drawers out, make it lighter. They're doing the right thing, but then they only took the 3 drawers and whatever. So leave the dresser full, and the dresser can't be more than 125 pounds.
And Mayor, the rationale is because the guys on the truck can't lift.
Right,
absolutely.
So,
Yes.
Thank you, I just want to clarify.
No, it's good. All right, any other discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Rabina.
yes.
Councilwoman Lyons, not in. Councilman Patel, not here. Councilman Castellans.
Yes.
The ordinance is passed.
Madam Clerk, please read ordinance 2868 by title.
Ordinance number 2868, an ordinance amending Chapter 7, Section 17 of the Code of the Borough of Roselle Park entitled Residential Permit.
I have a motion to approve ordinance 2868 for introduction and fixed date for second reading and public hearing on September 3rd, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Rabina.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lyons. Councilman Patel. Councilman Castellans.
Yes.
The ordinance has been introduced.
Clerk, please read ordinance 2869 by title.
Ordinance number 2869, an ordinance amending Chapter 10, Section 1.2 of the Code of the Borough of Roselle Park entitled Parks and Recreation Areas.
I have a motion to approve 2869 for introduction and fix the date of second reading and public hearing on September 3rd, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Rabina.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lyons. Councilman Patel. Councilman Castellan.
Yes.
Castellans. The ordinance has been introduced.
All matters are listed with an asterisk. Considered to be routine and non-controversial by the council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion for these items unless a member of the governing body so requests, in which case then the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered its normal sequence in the agenda as part of the general orders. Madam Clerk, please read all resolutions by title.
Yes, Mayor. Resolution number 184-26, authorizing a 2-year renewal of a shared service agreement for animal boarding and kenneling service for the Township of Woodbridge. Number 185-26, authorizing the tax collector to cancel disabled veterans tax. Resolution number 186-26, authorizing the tax collector to draw warrants pursuant to Tax Court of New Jersey. Resolution number 187-26, authorizing the tax collector to issue a reduction and/or refund of sewer utility bill. Resolution number 188-26, authorizing the tax collector to draw warrants pursuant to Tax Court of New Jersey. Resolution number 189-26, resolution authorizing the submission of an application for Green Union County Grant Program. Resolution number 190-26, promoting college counselor Devin Zielinski to the position of counselor without a teaching certificate. Resolution number 191-26 appointing Carly Lechner to the position of college counselor. Resolution number 192-26, resolution to approve insertion of special item of revenue, national opioid settlement. Resolution number 193-26, accepting the resignation of John Zimmerman, SLEO 2-police officer. Resolution number 194-26, resolution authorizing the submission for an application for Union County Kids Recreation Trust Fund. Resolution 195-26, appointing Jamie Ronsky to the position of adult counsel with teaching certificate. Resolution 196-26, promoting high school counselor Sydney Stamboli to the position of college counselor. Resolution number 197-26, promoting high school counselor Madison Betances to the position of college counselor. Resolution number 198-26, promoting high school counselor Diane Castro to the position of college counselor. Resolution number 199-26, promoting high school counselor Eunice Arevalo to the position of college counselor. Resolution 200-26, promoting high school counselor Stephen Kasama to the position of college counselor. Resolution number 201-26, promoting high school counselor Madeline Hemingway to the position of college counselor. Resolution number 202-26, resolution for an ordinance for rent leveling and legal analysis for governing body review, public discussion, and consideration. Resolution number 203-26, authorizing changing of order number 1 to Crossroads Paving of North for the project improvements to Persian Avenue project in the amount of $29,601.32, increase 6% to reflect the total contract amount of $522,805.62. Resolution number 204-26, accepting the resignation of Gianna Peter Paul from the position of adult counselor without teaching certification. Resolution number 205-26, authorizing a shared service agreement between the Borough of Roselle Park and the Township of Union for construction code official, building, plumbing, electrical, and fire sub-code services. Resolution number 206-26, appointing Aaliyah Mary Barkenkoff to the position of high school counselor. Resolution number 207-26, appointing Ava S. Banks to the position of high school counselor. Resolution number 208-26, appointing Amelia Miriam Dort to the position of high school counselor. Resolution number 209-26, appointing Braden Thomas Robin to the position of high school counselor. Resolution number 210-26, accepting the retirement of Marianne Gatos from the position of crossing guard. Resolution 211-26, promoting alternate crossing guard Patsy G. Lardier to the position of crossing guard. Resolution 212-26, appointing Dolores R. Tango to the position of alternate crossing guard. Resolution number 213-26, appointing Ronald S. Gamba to the position of alternate crossing guard. Resolution number 214-26, memorializing the passing of senior police records clerk Janet Gallagher. Resolution number 215-26, granting permission to Downing's Irish Pub and Restaurant to operate a premise extension permit granted by the New Jersey Division of Alcohol Beverage Control on a portion of William Street for 11 year and a half to St. Patrick's Day celebration. Resolution number 216-26, authorizing the tax collector to issue a reduction and or refund totaling $27,049.32 on one property as ordered by the tax court of the state of New Jersey. Resolution 217-26, approving the time due calculations of terms of final payment for Janet Gallagher. Resolution number 218-26, award of contract to JCT Solutions for the purchase and installation of security at Acker Park.
Roselle.
Do any members wish to have items removed from the consent agenda?
Yes, Mayor, can we just remove 205?
205, 26?
Yes.
205, 26. I have a motion to approve the resolutions remaining on the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
205, 26. Councilman, do you have questions or whatever?
Well, may I start first by elaborating on it? All right, so 20526, authorizing shared services agreement between Roselle Park and Township of Union, construction official, building, plumbing, electric, and fire subcode services. So this resolution, I like to think of it as a hybrid shared services because we are keeping portions of the functions of the department and outsourcing parts of it. Presently, for those that may not be aware, we essentially have shared employees with other municipalities. So our inspectors are all full-time employees at other municipalities, and they do part-time inspections for us. So presently, if you have a plumbing inspection for a bathroom that you remodeled, an inspector might show up with a Westfield shirt or a Cranford or wherever municipality they're coming from present. The important thing to note with this is that all of these inspectors follow state regulations. They're all UCC licensed. They all do the same type of inspections no matter where they are, whether that's Union or Roselle Park or Elizabeth. So I completely hear what everyone said about the shared service situation with Kenilworth. There's much to be desired, and I think that there's a lot of differences between that shared service and what this would be. Because it is the same quality. It's a UCC inspection. They can't arbitrarily plow the street the wrong way, for example, right? So that's to start. The main things when negotiating this that were non-negotiables for us was that we don't want Roselle Park residents to have to go to Union Township for anything. So that was the first thing on the discussion. We are keeping the construction office here. Everybody right now, if you deal with the construction department, you deal with either Kim or Sandy. They are both the employees that will remain here, and you will still call them and deal with them upstairs on the second floor. So that's very important to highlight because that would be annoying if we have to go there for our services. And the inspectors show up to your house, so where they're coming from is kind of doesn't matter, right? So that's the first thing I'd say. The second thing I'd say is our construction official has been talking about retiring for a bit, and we asked him to extend his retirement because of all the changes we had going on, and he graciously accepted, and it's been great to work with. But he's set to retire and leave by October 1st, so we need to plan ahead. He also served different capacities, which earned him a good amount, and that's why there's so much savings potential because he did a lot of things here in Roselle Park. Things that have already started to be shifted off, like he's no longer the zoning officer. We have Kim in our office, who's now the zoning officer. So this particular agreement would save us to the tune of $270,000 between the salaries and benefits that we pay. And it is a service that we've spoken with the Union Township officials and the construction department. They feel very comfortable that they can handle the amount of inspections that we have. We're pretty small. I believe right now we do about 9 to 10 inspections a day per subcodes, and there's 4 subcodes, so that could mean that on one day you might have 2 inspections for building or plumbing or something like that. Another thing to note with the Union Township Construction Department is a lot of their officials or inspectors are cross-licensed. So like there's an inspector that can do both plumbing and mechanical, and he's a construction official. So with that, we have the ability to have better services where instead of you waiting at 2 periods, you have to wait Monday between 12 and 4, and then you have to wait on Wednesday between 8 a.m. and 12 for these 2 different officials to come from Roselle Park. With Union's depth of inspectors, you might only have to wait 1 inspection. So we believe that it will be a better quality of service for the residents. Presently, our building inspections, for example, happen between 5 and 7 p.m., I believe is the window that we have, which for a lot of times when you're doing a job, you have your contractor meet the inspector. That contractor might charge you extra because they're there after hours as opposed to doing it during regular hours. So I can go on and on. I believe it will be good for us, and we're not going to lose service. If anything, we'll get better service. The amount of times that they have the ability to inspect and the UCC laws are the same, whether it's Union or Roselle Park. So for those reasons, putting this together, I know Councilman Johnson has had some questions, and we've gone back and forth on it, and he's brought up some great points, which I'm sure he'll reiterate now. I'm happy to work on those with you, Councilman.
Thank you, thank you. Just briefly, I don't necessarily think that this is bad altogether. I think my main concern is that I wasn't really included in a lot of these discussions and things of that nature. And by the time I received the information, it was on Monday, which our bylaws say Friday I should have received it. And things happen inadvertently. I'm not here to blame it. I'm not perfect myself, so I'm not here to blame anyone. So due to that, I would like to just ask and request that we table this because I have several concerns. I did have the opportunity to send some correspondence back, but again, the nature, as you can see, how thick like all of these resolutions and things have to be read. I didn't get a chance to digest it. I just feel it's improper for me to make a decision on face value right now. For instance, one of the issues that I have is uh, uh, the inspector coming here, the code official, excuse me, coming here upon request. I didn't like that when the DPW services had that and we changed it, or at least I believe we changed it, unless we changed it back for the new contract that we allowed them to come here quarterly. Uh, I feel like I don't like out of sight, out of mind. There's a reason why we have department heads come here and read reports, and I think that's healthy for transparency purposes, for the community, whether anyone is thinking about it or not. I just think I don't want to lose that. Um, there's also liability concerns that I want to have a discussion about. You know, if Union Township inspection happens to make errors or fails to identify significant code violations, um, you know, who would be legally liable? Like, would it be us? Would it be them? So all I would ask is if we could table this due to the nature of it being put on and me receiving it at a late notice, so I can email the business administrator and possibly, not possibly, excuse me, and George to see if we can add a couple of these amendments. I don't think that I can request like 17 fixes to the actual contract. I think that would be improper, counsel. You could tell me if that's wrong. From my understanding, it's supposed to be if it's minor. And so I have like 3 or 4 concerns, and I could be here reading all day too. I have a list as well. I could read, you know, it's standard service agreements. I understand what you're saying. Should we put them in writing? I think you answered the overtime issue and concerns that I had. Uh, Compelling that, and the staffing concerns, the quarterly performance requirement. So there's just a couple of nuances that I would like to at least consider in reviewing, and then we could just put it back on the table to be voted again. If it's just a resolution, it shouldn't be too hard. I know you said George is leaving. I mean, excuse me, Rich is leaving October 1, so I figured we'd have 2 council meetings before then to get this done. I don't think it would. I don't see the rush on why we're telling elected officials, especially if they receive the information, like to hurry up and vote on something of this magnitude. I also would like to. I'll go into detail more so in my report, the importance of doing minimal transparency, and I'll save that for my report. But other than that, I'm just requesting that we table this at this time. Yes, please, Councilman, you can answer that. Thank you.
You know, first of all, this is contract, right? Shared service agreement is contract. So any changes to the contract, we can't unilaterally make. We have to go back to union and say, we've got issues or concerns. They have signed originally, just so you're aware, they had put together a form of shared service agreement that was forwarded to me that was quite bare bones. I then, you know, developed it substantially more to add some protections that I felt were necessary. Now, again, obviously, I'm not here to tell you guys how to vote. I'm just saying, if there are any changes, we have to go back to union and say, hey, look, we want those. The second thing that does need to be put on the table there is, you know, if we are going to be privatizing, you know, we do have certain notices that we need to send out to some code officials and others, you know, and give them appropriate timing. So a delay could potentially delay the implementation of this beyond October 1st. So, you know, just throwing that out there, that if you do decide And look, even if it is passed tonight, we can still go back to union. The agreement can always be changed. There's a provision in there, if we agree to change it, we can change it provided union agrees. Now, I understand that's a risk. I'm just saying, if you don't act tonight, in terms of your timing of this, it could create some issues that you need to be aware of.
I'm open to it. If the mayor is inclined, I'm open to a special meeting. I can always send the information that I'm requesting for maybe a contract to be adjusted by tomorrow. I'll work on it overnight. I mean, that's what I'm here for, to represent the residents. And I'll send it to you guys, an attorney, and then you guys can say yay, nay, and give it to them and hold a special meeting. I'm open to that as well. So whatever. If you're not inclined to table it on face value, I have to vote no, but I'm not voting no on the actual agreement. I'm voting no on the contract.
Understood, Councilman. And some of the suggestions you made about implementing quarterly reviews, I completely agree with you. And I think those are things, like I said, was we can make our staff. We're keeping our admin staff, so every permit application, every inspection that you request goes through our staff, so we can keep track of that and we can review it. Like complaints, if we have people that have complaints, we can review that and we can hold them accountable 100%. And I agree with you that we should. And like I said, the reason why we had it today is because after we presumably if we agree to it, then union has to act in September, and then we have to do it in time. So I hear what you're saying, but thank you for your comments. This is part of the conversation. I appreciate it very much.
Just to let you know, I didn't get a chance to digest your response by email. I mean, even considering the time frame that we only had to discuss this.
Any other discussion?
I'm just requesting to table it. Excuse me. 1 second. No,
So he's made a motion to table. In order for a vote to be cast, there would have to be a second and a roll call vote. If there's no second, then the motion wouldn't be heard, and then you would call a roll call vote on the adoption of the resolution.
all right.
Seeing no second, I see no second,
And the motion is not appropriate to be heard. And so, if there's no further discussion, the question would be, is there any further discussion?
any further discussion?
By the council member? If not, then this has been pulled from the agenda. You can have a separate vote, roll call vote on this resolution.
Okay, so no one wanted to table it?
Correct.
Okay,
There was a motion, you put the minutes,
Yeah.
there was a motion
I got it.
that was not seconded.
Okay,
And because that's the case, now you can proceed to roll call vote.
Councilman Petrosky,
Yes.
Councilman Johnson,
No.
Councilman Ravina.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lyons, Councilman Patel, Councilman Castellans.
Yes.
The resolution is passed.
Now we'll have the reports of the Borough Council committees. Councilman, Levine.
Well, good evening, Mayor, Council, and good evening, Roselle Park. It's been a busy summer across town. We have a lot to cover tonight. First, I want to congratulate Dexter and Maria Dela Cruz on the chamber ribbon cutting we had in July for Wolfie's Mobile Dog Grooming. Owners Dexter and Maria are Roselle Park residents, and it's always great to see our own neighbors launching a business right here at home. A big shout out to Principal Riggy and the entire team at Aldine School for earning the 2026 Safe Routes to Schools Gold recognition. Their dedication to bike and pedestrian safety through educational presentations, safety poster contests, and walk to school days is making a measurable difference for our kids. Thank you as well to Mayor Signorello, Director Shaw, and everyone working behind the scenes for another fantastic family swim night at Hard Pool last month. I also want to recognize Barbara Roche, Lois Lanza, Loretta and Fred Wish for their dedicated efforts in preserving the historic collection of Al Walkoff, our local picture person. His incredible library of work has officially been donated to the Union County's Office of Cultural and Heritage Affairs so it can be preserved and shared across the region. In addition, Loretta and Fred are organizing Al's unique World Trade Center movie poster collection for an upcoming exhibit at Vinty Apartments in Elizabeth. The Twin Towers weren't just iconic symbols of American progress and towering achievement. They were a defining part of our cultural canvas. In Roselle's collection, we see how filmmakers and artists capture those skyline giants as vibrant backdrops with energy and imagination, reminding us that before they became a place of tragic remembrance, they were artistic symbols of American life and optimism. With the 25th anniversary of 9/11 approaching, we're working to bring roughly a dozen of those posters to the Cassano Center next month so our community can reflect on that legacy right here at home. On the constituent side, I've been working daily with residents in our municipal departments on neighborhood quality of life concerns. Tree trimming and catch basin clearing to permit parking requests on Hazel Street and aftercare affordability. I want to thank CFO Blum and Director Ranieri for collaborating with us on the aftercare issue, as they button up equal payment options that give our working families real practical relief. I also want to directly address the situation at Sumner Apartments. I've recently been made aware of the change in ownership, with multiple Fifth Ward residents reaching out regarding a serious concern about property maintenance, including overgrown landscaping, rodent issues, broken laundry facilities, and construction debris. I understand we have some residents that are here tonight or watching, and I support their concerns being heard. Beyond pushing for immediate and consistent code enforcement, I'm looking at long-term policy solutions. And I want to thank the residents like Dave Robertson, who's here in the audience, for their guidance and research on this. One issue we're looking at is establishing a uniform standard for clear landlord and property management contact information at building entrances. Property owners shouldn't be able to hide behind complex corporate LLCs, and both our residents, borough professionals, and emergency responders deserve to know exactly who's responsible and how to reach them. Finally, on the subject of accountability, I want to address the vacant storefronts. We all know the problem, so I won't spend time rehashing it. I want to talk about action. I'm proposing that we strengthen Roselle Park's vacant storefront ordinance. My goal isn't to punish commercial property owners. It's to create accountability for commercial properties that remain vacant and neglected for years. I want us to look at shortening the timeline for prolonged vacancies from 6 months down to 3, increasing registration fees the longer a storefront remains empty, strengthening reporting requirements, making sure they're doing more than slapping a for rent or a for lease sign and walking away, and ensuring a property owner's compliance history is part of the conversation whenever they come before this borough seeking variances, redevelopment agreements, or municipal approvals. Our residents deserve active shops and restaurants, and our entrepreneurs need local and affordable space to grow. We're going to collaborate with the administration and professionals to identify best practices from other municipalities, determine what we can legally enforce, and bring clear policy options back for discussions. I've talked about this before, and I want this council to work together to continue moving this forward. Thank you, Roselle Park. Have a good night. Kids are going back to school, so good luck on your upcoming school year. I can be reached at jrabine at rosellepark.net, 862-236-0019. Mayor, that concludes my report.
Thanks, Councilman.
Mr. Mayor, can I
Oh, I'm sorry.
just one quick thing, Mayor. I just got to notice that live stream is not working. I knew they were having some issues with the technology. It's being recorded and we'll release it afterwards, but it's not working live. Just want to make sure everybody's aware. All right, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Petrosky.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, I want to send out my condolences to the Consent Lang family, Janet Gallagher, who was in the class of 1969. Janet worked for the record room clerk in the Roselle Park Police Department. And Mark Avens, which was the class of 1972. July 21st, I attended the public safety meeting. July 25th, I attended the American Legion Hawaii party. Councilman Johnson was there. It was a good hit, everything. I had a good time and everything like that. So, on the 29th, I attended the Aqua Park ribbon cutting ceremony. It was a big hit, a lot of people, a lot of kids, and I go by almost every night checking it out, and it seems like it's very well used. So, on the 30th, I attended the sweeper meeting. August 4th, I attended the National Night Out. Okay, I want to thank the police department and the fire department for a great job and everything. I want to thank Coach Ranieri. Great job with you. The Anthony Signorello Center. I appreciate them coming out that night. Thank you.
If you need to contact me, get me at jpetrosky@rosevallepark.net, 908-666-7821. That's my report, Mayor. Thank you.
Thanks, Councilman Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor, council colleagues, residents, and guests. Before I begin my community updates, I wanted to take a moment to express my sincerest condolences to the family and loved ones of Pete Mitchell, who passed away July 27th. Pete was a long time member of the American Legion Post 60 here in Roselle Park and served in the financial leadership role at the post for at least a decade. He was a proud United States Air Force veteran who gave many years of his time volunteering, supporting the post, helping his fellow veterans. Pete will be deeply missed by the members of Post 60 and by those who had the opportunity to know him and work with him. The post commander and our membership are also planning to do something in Pete's honor and for his family in the near future. Our thoughts and prayers remain with Pete, his family, and loved ones. May he rest in peace, and we thank him for his services to our country and community. Walnut Street, traffic and speed concerns. A couple of months ago, I asked Chief Carino to conduct a traffic study on the 100s and 200 blocks of Walnut. I made this request after hearing from numerous residents who expressed concerns about speeding in that area. The chief has advised me that traffic officer Ted Knox will provide me with the complete traffic study, and I'm currently waiting to receive that information. What I have been advised so far is that the study did identify significant speeding in that location. In the meantime, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Chief, a speed radar awareness device will be placed or deployed in that area to remind drivers of their speed and hopefully help reduce speed in that area. Once I receive and review the complete study, I'm sure the police chief and I and the public safety committee will provide the residents with additional recommendations and steps to try to mitigate that. Charlotte Terrace sidewalks and paving project. I also wanted to provide residents with an update to Charlotte Terrace sidewalks and paving. According to Neglia engineers, the grant funding project is currently expected to begin sometime in October or early November, correct, BA? As we get closer to construction and receive more specific start date, I will continue to keep residents informed. Transparency and community engagement. I also want to briefly speak about the importance of transparency and community engagement. As elected officials, I believe our responsibility should go beyond simply doing the bare minimum. In school, a passing grade might be 65 or 70, but when we are making decisions that affects people's homes, neighborhoods, finances, services, and quality of life, we should be striving to do much more than just simply passing. We should be looking for more opportunities to hold workshops, town halls, public discussions, social media notifications, so residents know what is being considered before major decisions come to fruition. Community involvement should never be viewed as an inconvenience. We should welcome it. There will always be situations where someone will try to politicize an issue, but that does not automatically make the underlying concern invalid. A resident's concern should be taken seriously, regardless of who raises it, what political party they may belong to, or whether we personally agree with them. Sometimes when you deal with the same types of issues every day, it can become easy to become desensitized. I experienced that in law enforcement. But public service requires us to continually remind ourselves that what may feel routine to us may be extremely important to the person standing in front of us at the dais. Residents should never feel discouraged from speaking up because they believe their elected officials are frustrated, annoyed, or unwilling to listen. We ask the public to trust us with these positions. With the trust comes the responsibility to listen, communicate, explain, and include them whenever reasonably possible. I believe we should always strive to go above and beyond for the people we represent. because transparency should not simply be something we talk about. It should be something that the public can see through our actions. And finally, I want to end on a positive community announcement. I am excited to announce our second annual Multicultural Heritage and Music Festival, which I am helping to organize with Director Rupert Shaw. The festival will take place Saturday, September 26th, 2026, from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Michael Morey Gazebo Park. We are planning a great evening for the community with 4 live bands, food trucks, music, cultural celebration, and more. This event is being represented uh, with the support of Mayor and Council, the Borough of Roselle Park, and Union County. I encourage residents and families to come out, enjoy the evening, and join us as we celebrate the many cultures and heritage that makes Roselle Park such a special community. On another note, before I close this, I just want to say thank you to the governing body for considering and to the attorney for his advice, for considering the rent leveling, rent control. I think that's something that's majorly important in our community. Uh, One of my neighbors, I'm not going to go into names of the street, had to move, and they were vested in this community because the landlord out of nowhere just spiked it $1,200. Um, we have to do better than that. Also, a waitress in the community, not going to name their names either. Their rent was spiked $600, and so the reason why this is named rent leveling is not to bash landlords at all. I think we also it's our duty as the governing body to mitigate and try to create some type of equipoise that will help balance the landlord's needs of having to raise according to maybe the CPI or consumers index, and residents being burdened with a major increase um, to where they live. It's about trying to keep residents, not push residents out. So I don't know. Other towns have this, like Springfield, and they're burdened with the same apartment developments that we have to do, and they're thriving. So I can't see why Roselle Park can't thrive, with putting this in place. And I just want to thank everyone for voting on us having the attorney's assistant with trying to find that, and we will be posting this online and inside the red zone. It also requests a workshop, and hopefully I can sit with the mayor and the VA, and maybe we could even do an ad hoc committee to get community residents involved or some sort. So your voice matters, local concerns matters. If you need me, you can get in contact with me. Please feel free to email me at gjohnson@rosellepark.gov or call me at 908-303-1519. And Mayor, that concludes my report. Thank you.
Councilman Costello.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, fellow colleagues. Good evening, Roselle Park. It's been a busy summer. We had a lot of great summer events. My kids and I both really enjoyed the cool down, the community cool down. I'm bummed that it got canceled a couple of times because of weather, but they had a great time. The Agri Park reopening was a blast. Very excited about that. National Night Out was a great time as well. We had a lot of great things going on this summer. Had a couple of interesting meetings I was a part of in the last few weeks since our last meeting. I sat in a meeting with our construction official, Rich Beluccio, and the Meridia group about 10 West Westfield Avenue. This was regarding when they came before the board, we approved them, the garage tower. One of the conditions of approval was that they do something to soften that brick because that tower is just like a mass of brick, and we asked them to do something. That was part of the conditions, and they did not do it. So Rich has been on them to try to get that done. We got some commitments from them. They're supposed to send over a render within the next 2 weeks. We tossed around some ideas about putting some sort of kind of like a green wall or something to soften up the look of it. We even talked about maybe putting the borough seal up there just to make it look really nice, as it is the highest point in Roselle Park now. So working on that and some other smaller issues that they had. I did hear that they got so they filled up a lot of the commercial spaces there. They have the Wingstop's been there, the Verizon's there. There's a dentist's office that opened up, and there's 2 letter of intents from restaurants that want to open up there as well, which is fantastic. That's what we want. We want some restaurants with outdoor dining on that plaza. So I'm hoping that that comes through. It is from a restaurant that occupies another Meridia site in Linden, so I'm hoping that goes through. I'll keep everybody apprised as I hear more. I did have another meeting with our planner regarding the master plan reexamination. That should be coming pretty soon. It was a very comprehensive look at it, what we're looking with zoning and how things have changed since the last time we did our master plan reexamination. And we're tracking very closely the Senate bill 2960, which incentivizes municipalities to do a couple of things that would prioritize us for funding. So we're tracking that, and hopefully we can introduce it at the same time as that bill getting passed, so that we have access to more funding from the state. All of this is to say, and in line with what happened tonight with the shared services taking a step forward, you know, costs go up every year for the municipality. I know everybody always is tired of paying high taxes. I myself am included with that. We have to be creative with how we go about saving money without cutting services. And I know it's hard to say that when we've had bad experiences, but we've also had good experiences with shared services. I think the Board of Health shared service that we have with Westfield has worked out pretty well. We have kenneling service with Woodbridge, and I'm confident and hopeful that this will be something along those lines, that we're going to get great services and save some money along those lines, so we don't have to raise taxes, and we can continue to improve other services in town. So that's all I had to say today. Thank you so much, everybody. And my phone number is 908-661-2837. Email is jcastelins@rosepark.gov. Thank you all.
Thanks, Councilman. I had a wonderful time at the Aqua Park opening. Been involved with Aqua Park since 1988. This is our third version of the park, and it's a wonderful event that night. The kids are enjoying it. I can look out my front door and see everything's going on. And we're doing a couple more things. Hopefully the bathrooms will be open shortly. We're getting electronic locks. And because somebody of the electronic locks will open and close it. And we'll have a cleaning service, so stay tuned, be a little more patient with the bathrooms here. Tonight, there was supposed to be an event at Meridian. It was at the park. We're going to have that fake Christmas tree. Hopefully that fake Christmas tree will be removed and a real live tree will be replaced. But tonight I wanted to promote a little store. Park Ice Cream was there tonight, so the infomercial. Go visit Park Ice Cream. I had some good ice cream there tonight. Councilman Johnson, I understand your concern tonight. I appreciate you being honest. I hope those things that you still want to address, please keep that dialogue going, and hopefully they can all be addressed and make you happy. Good to see Dave there tonight. Dave used to come to a lot of our meetings. Dave Robinson, good to see you out and about. And one of the craziest weather nights we've had in a while, so good to see you tonight. I'll make it brief. I don't know if we're getting more rounds of storms. If you need to get a hold of me, jason@rosepark.net. And that's all I have for this evening. Madam Clerk, please read my appointments into the record.
Mayor, we're appointing Chad Hemingway as Borough Historian effective August 20th, 2026 to expire August 20th, 2027. That is it.
I have a motion to open the public portion on any subject.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
If you'd like to speak, please come forward to the microphone. Please state your name. If you'd like to include it in the record.
Dave Robinson, 220 West Sumner. In regards to landlord identity, in 2017, I proposed at the height of the apartment build-outs that the borough implement an upgraded landlord identity documentation. At that time, older apartments were changing hands, and Meridia was the 6,000-pound gorilla marching into town. I propose that a uniform standard under borough control be established for each property to enhance the benefit of the tenants, police, fire, vendors, etc. Under the landlord identity law, NJSA 468-27, landlords are required to supply both the borough and tenants with information in regards to ownership, managing agents, superintendent, janitors, custodian and/or maintenance personnel, along with requisite phone numbers, including 24/7 contact. NJAC 529-1.1 regulations for the landlord identity registration form specify this information in detail for 1 and 2 unit dwellings. Multiple unit dwellings must also apply to the state for its registration forms. I know that the borough has some appropriate forms on file, but recent incidents have shown that the information is not readily available to RPPD patrol units or the RPFD. At times they have not been able to find a super and did not even know the name of the super. A recent incident on July 5th involved a building power failure to public areas and fire alarms. None of the numbers that the RPFD had were answered. I ultimately provided them with an unlisted number that I had obtained. In looking at state ordinances, I have been unable to find any regulation requiring the information required in NJSA 46827, NJAC 529-1.1, and others be visibly displayed in the lobby or other designated public area. Many rental properties in the state do provide this information in the public area, but in the case of Roselle Park, it does not appear to have been codified. I would propose that the Roselle Park Borough Code Chapter 18 be amended to include a provision that landlord identity be posted in the lobby or other designated public area of each building within a multiple dwelling complex via a plaque or sign designating the required ownership, managing agents, superintendent, maintenance personnel, along with phone numbers including 24/7 contact. Also, said ordinance should specify that the information be kept current at all times. Such signage would increase the speed of access for public safety personnel who may need immediate access to the property as to well better serve the tenants of such dwellings. I have provided a sample placards, which most of you have already seen, showing what I feel should be included in these regulations. Thank you. Any questions?
Well said. Appreciate it.
Hello. Can you hear me? My name is Ellen Margarita. I live at 111 East Clay Avenue. I just wanted to come and thank the mayor for putting a brand new bridge at Girl Scout Park. I appreciate the effort and the time that you put into making that happen. I came here February, like 19th, 20th around then, and by May 20th.
Push the mic a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
Because we're recording over here.
Oh,
so I just
okay.
wanted to-
Yeah.
Nice things about it.
Yeah. Let me say it all again. I came here to thank the mayor. He's awesome. I really appreciate what he did, the time and the effort. He worked with the DPW. I had a great experience with the DPW. I'm not sure why everyone keeps putting it down. I haven't seen anything wrong with the services from the DPW. I don't know if I thought they were that great before. So anyway, that's a side note. But anyway, there's a new bridge now at Girl Scout Park, and that will allow all the troops to celebrate bridging at Girl Scout Park. We didn't have a bridge functioning, or it was actually taken away for almost 3 years. I was waiting. I was in communication with the previous town council, not mentioning names, and it didn't get done. So I really appreciate within 3 months you did that. Thank you very much, and I see you, and I appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Janine Noor. 220 West Sumner Avenue, apartment 118. Jay, it's nice to put a face to a name, and thank you so much for responding so quickly. This is a topic of Sumner Ave Apartments, which Dave gave great insight on. We still have ongoing issues as far as who the landlord is, who to contact, names to. We have a first name and a phone number, that's it. I have no last name, no emails. They only prefer text. And this is a problem I feel like since the last management was here in May. June or July 1st they took over, and since May nothing was really addressed. So we got a notice on our door July 1st. Hey, here's your new management. Here's the name and the number, and good luck. So it was since May nothing was really addressed, and I've been a long-standing resident at Sumner since 18 years now. I know all my neighbors. We're a good family. We're a good unit, and we're taking care of each other. But we can only go so far. So if we could get any help, I know Helen's been great. Judy's been great. You've been great, but we need some help. It's ever since the road construction, tunneling underneath Sumner Avenue. That was for months. It's still it's a commute. It takes a toll. So if we could get any help over in that area, I know there's a divide. Literally, that street is Kenilworth and Roselle Park. I know there's some. I don't know what's going on there, but there's some who's going to take what, who's going to do what. I have seen Kenilworth clean their side of the street, nothing on Roselle Park's end though.
Thanks for letting me know.
I will say, all the grates and everything is still left untouched. We would love some help over there. It's a little rough. Do you have anything?
I thank you for reaching out to me and
Yeah.
bringing all this stuff to my
Yeah,
attention.
no, I really appreciate it. I really do. It's been a long time coming.
I'll be working very closely with the mayor, the borough administrator, and our attorney on all these issues. And do you have, Mrs. Mitch, have an update on the road reconstruction and when they're going to pave?
Not in front of me.
Okay.
Sorry.
I know it is
Yeah.
I know
it's an industrial area, and I totally understand that. There's a lot of trucks, there's a lot of 18-wheelers. I completely understand that. We are on a very industrial road, but I mean, there's still 150 people that live there. I mean, it's a big unit.
Yeah, we're gonna work on it.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, just it's been a while.
I'll connect with the councilman and talk about it.
I appreciate that.
So, just a little news, they're gonna do some more work on Swenson Drive, if I'm pronouncing that correct? And
Swenson Ave.
Swenson Ave, okay. So, and the police chief will probably acknowledge, I was pretty tough on them. I can't believe they're doing it already again. I asked them about a real sweeper, right, so that their construction, they do a better job taking care of themselves when they're gone. And I was pretty not happy about it. Look, they got to do what they got to do, whatever. But you got to be more respectful to the tenant. It's not going to be at night. It's going to be about 3 weeks, and it'll be daytime.
Mm-hmm.
It should be 90% of it in Kenilworth, right? It's very one side is Roselle Park, and the other side.
It's literally a split street.
Yeah.
Half
Yeah.
is Kenilworth, half is Roselle Park.
So we were tough on them, just saying you got to get in, get out, and be clean.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Just a question, Mayor, Mr. Mirabella, did we get code enforcement to issue any violations yet,
Code
citations?
enforcement has been there. They just
Judy
need to
Mack
follow up.
has been pretty present. She's been great. Yeah, I don't know, I haven't seen any, violations on any doors or any
Sometimes it takes
signs,
time
but,
to go through the process.
yeah, but she has been very vocal and, I'm sorry.
That's all.
Okay, but she has been very communicative and vocal on responding to the emails that we've been going back and forth on, so I appreciate that, but I haven't really, it still needs work.
Well, look, thank you.
So, real quick with code enforcement, I mean, they start with the citation of the warning, but then that's when the violations start and they'll start accruing. So if anything they'll respond to will be fines and money. So
Understood.
from all angles, we'll try to pressure.
Understood.
Thank you for coming
Thank you.
today.
Thank you so much.
And we'll remain in contact.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's so nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
Sit down, sir.
My name is Mark Graham. I live at the 220 building, apartment 116. I'm sorry, I
Take your time, take your time.
have a bad throat.
Just be closer to the mic, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Okay, safety is our first concern. Is there a superintendent? What is his full name? Is he a legal citizen? We need to have him vetted. Our homes and our family are paramount. Who has the keys to the apartments since the last superintendent? Someone passed away in the 230 building, and this man, Freddie, which is supposed to be, he won't give an answer whether he's a superintendent or not. He runs a Mr. Fix-It somewhere in Elizabeth, and it's 25 minutes away. We have ladies with small children and babies. Things happen. You can't have someone that's maybe come, maybe not come. I mean, we need a superintendent. Okay, the doors on all the buildings, they open, but when they don't close, they don't lock. That's, they stay ajar. It's a violation of the fire code. The alarm system for the fire, 2 months ago, we had a small fire, and the fire department didn't respond because these people aren't hooked up to anything. So, but we called the fire department, and they came, and they took care of it. Okay, the driveway on the side of the 220 building, it's very dark. There's large potholes that are 12 inches wide, 6 inches deep, and there's no light there, okay? And it gets filled with water. If the policemen or the firemen or the postal people fall, they're gonna break something, you know, in all honesty, okay? I'm trying to contact Brandon from the little piece of paper they stuffed in your door to just, you know, send you rent there. We try to contact because we want to know what's going on, because we didn't trust the last people that owned it, and there's no response. Again, they tell you this man, Freddie, no last name, no nothing. You call him, you ask him if he's superintendent, and basically, he just stonewalls you. He says that he runs a Mr. Fix 25 minutes away. If he does come, if he's not working somewhere else, how long will it take? Okay, the last thing, again, who is Freddie? Supposed to be the maintenance man. He has a last name. We don't know. It's 25 minutes away. We need some help. Okay, that's what we need. Okay. Thank you very much for seeing me.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. I've been in Roselle Park for 35 years. I love Roselle.
Thank you, sir.
Mayor, I'll send the fire inspectors on there.
Yep.
to look at it, too.
Thank you.
And Mayor, just a question, Council President, you have a copy of that resolution that Mr. Robinson was referring to? You'll be introducing? All right, thank you.
After discussion with the
Jay's on.
How you doing, George Ramirez? I'd just like to start off by saying that it is sad to see that Mr. Zimmerman is going to be gone. He was at Sherman School for a couple of years and became a huge part of it. So I've got a couple questions here. First one, since we're talking about these residents that live on Sumner, they're dealing with the road work happening with the gas, and I'm assuming that's because of the data center that's going to be put up in Kenilworth, which they're going to be the first ones to get impacted with that, which they are impacted now. So I'm just curious to see if you were able to talk to CoreWeave. You said you reached out to them back in March or May with a list of questions, so I wanted to see if you've got any answers from them on what's happening. Number two, with the DPW, I believe last year they stated that we were gonna be paying about 1.3 with the new shared services. And now with the, before when we had our own DPW, we were paying about 1.4 million. So we were gonna be saving about 100,000. Being that it's been a full year that we've been under the shared services, what is the total amount that we have paid out with the shared services with county? And what,
Mr. Mayor, when you're done, I can answer one of the questions.
what was that?
If you're done, whatever.
Okay.
So I can tell you the gas job had nothing to do with the core weave or the property in Kentwood. Zero.
Zero? Okay.
Yes. That was just an upgrade, and now they are upgrading the services. So they put in the main line. I was saying about the Swenson Corridor Drive. I apologize what it was. Now, just like they upgraded all the gas in Roselle Park, and then they come in and they start feeding, it's just an upgrade, and that's a main line. It has nothing to do with core weave. It's way before even core weave was even mentioned. That it's been in the works. That gas line.
Well, it's my understanding that they're gonna be connecting to that gas line to run some of the equipment that they're gonna be having.
Look, I can't answer if gas will be going onto that site, correct, but that's not why the upgrade was for.
Okay.
That was just a normal pre-planned gas upgrade years before. We've known this for years.
All right. And the last thing, I mean, we have bylaws set up for a reason. You know, we have certain bylaws, particularly Article 1, I think Section 10, where everyone on council has to receive everything from the agenda before a certain day so that they have enough time to go over the agenda and make an educated vote. Right now, by voting on this shared services with Union, you guys have basically knowingly violated your bylaws.
So how many hours is the bylaw say?
48.
Okay. Thank you. So when did the agenda
I
go
said
out?
a preliminary one on Friday, before the Friday,
That's fine.
last Friday. Then I posted it on Tuesday, which is 48 hours before the meeting. It's scheduled on Thursday.
Mr. Johnson said he received it on Monday.
48 hours.
I mean, Mayor, I can state that we did receive an email from the clerk on the Friday the 14th. I know Councilman Johnson had an issue with the link. I was able to open it on Friday.
It was a
so.
Google Share, which we're not
Yeah,
doing
right.
anymore. That's what they were using. Not everybody got the Google Share. And as soon as I came in, I sent it to him when I saw it. But it was
So did he receive it on Friday or Monday?
on Monday, because I left on, we're not here on Friday, we're closed for the summer hours, but I did send it on Thursday.
But it did so it does violate the bylaws.
48 hours.
It's 48 hours. We legally have 48 hours before the meeting, even though the bylaws do say that in Roselle Park.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's two issues. I mean, legally, you know, you can add or remove items from the agenda up to and including the meeting, so long as it's a regular meeting in terms of the Open Public Meetings Act. It happens all the time that something time sensitive comes up. You have your bylaws. It sounds like you've met the bylaws, but bylaws in a situation where you've got essential public business, you know, they're yours. You can vote to temporarily suspend them, modify them, so long as you're meeting the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act, which you obviously cannot deviate from. So it doesn't look like there's an issue here, but you know, the bylaws would not constrain the governing body if they needed to act on something inside that 48-hour time window.
My thing is that the laws are there for a reason. If a councilman says he doesn't have enough time to go over the agenda or make an educated vote, why push it? What does it take to just postpone it a week or have a special meeting Monday or Tuesday? You know? But anyway, so yeah, if I could get that answer on the DPW, that'd be great.
Seeing no one further, may I have a motion to close the public portion on agenda, agenda items only.
That's what,
That's
that's
a-
wrong.
that's a typo.
Did you?
That's okay. On all items, so, okay. Okay.
So move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There are no matters for closed session. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.